Hello everyone and welcome back. This is Veteran Mountain Man on Prepared Monday, and today I'm going to talk with you about a very special topic on preparedness, and that is sanitation. It's one that commonly gets forgotten, and it's one that today makes things very difficult because if you have checked your grocery store lately, you'll know that there are hundreds of cleaning products. And truth be told, what should you actually be storing in a survival scenario to help you deal with everything? You know, it gets rather confusing because now there are cleansers for everything, and everything has its own specific cleanser. However, things didn't used to be that way. In fact, before World War I and World War II, the United States only used really one cleaning product. I mean, there were a few specialty cleaning products that were out there, such as beauty bars or bath soaks that people used as part of a beauty regimen and were basically a cosmetic. But the one cleaning agent that everybody had was simple bar soap. And if you needed to do a tub full of dishes or a tub full of laundry, you would grate a bit of soap off with your kitchen grater to create flakes, and you would soak it down and dissolve it into the water and create your soapy water to do your laundry or your dishes. But this bar soap was very simple stuff. It was made from some base oils, sometimes a little animal fat, and lye. And that was it. Now, in today's parlance, I would not recommend using animal fats. Instead, I would recommend just using a straight vegetable oil-based lye soap. So, two examples that you can buy directly off the shelf are yellow bar dial that has no additives and white ivory soap that has no additives. And those two are probably the best. Now, if you're like me and you do a lot of do-it-yourself home projects, including canning and such, then you probably already have a recipe for simple bar soap that you like. The trick is you want no scents, no additives, no super fatting, none of that. You just want simple vegetable bar soap. Now, I also love pine tar soap. I use pine tar soap on my facial hair, so I keep quite a bit of it around as well. And that's a good alternative also, even though it's a little bit more difficult to make and a little bit more difficult to manage. It's a good generic cleansing soap, and it gets rid of even pine tree sap and pine resin off the hands. So it'll do the job for just about anything. The problem with pine tar soap is it's a bit expensive compared to this other vegetable-based standard lye soap, which is much cheaper to manufacture and produce. Now, as a warning, and I want to make sure I put this warning out there, do not use this product in a mechanical dishwasher or in an electronic or mechanical laundry machine. So don't use the stuff in your appliances. The stuff for appliances is chemically created cleansing agents. They are not real soap. And you need to just use the cleansing agents that you need for those things. But for your glass, for your hands, for your dishes, for your laundry, if you're going to do them by hand, for your floors, for anything, you can use this standard bar soap very effectively, very cheaply, and very easily. And so for emergency preparedness, I always recommend having several bars on hand because a single bar will last you quite a bit. Now, if you're going to buy this soap from somebody else who makes it, there are a few questions you need to ask. Number one, is it cold processed? Number two, does it use any animal fats? And number three, does it have a super fatting ratio? You do not want super fatted ratioed soap. You want standard soap. And I know people are going to say, isn't that really harsh on the skin? Well, if the soap is made correctly, all lye should have been turned into glycerin and should be nothing but a cleansing agent at that point. So it should not be harsh on your skin. Realistically, most of the soap we use here in America at this point is a synthetic cleaning agent, because in World War I and II, lye soap disappeared off the market because it was needed for the war efforts. And since the war effort was consuming all of the lye bar soap, it meant that people at home needed an alternative to deal with their cleansing needs. And so a lot of these companies that made soap turned to other processes to make cleansing agents that the Food and Drug Administration and the American Physicians Association would approve for use as a cleansing agent. And that's where you get a lot of these modern soaps and shampoos and shower gels and all of these modern chemical cleaning agents that are used for toilets and sinks and tiles and windows and everything else, is because the bar soap had disappeared, and so these people needed another agent. Now, if you're going to use bar soap for cleaning your windows, you will want a bucket with the soap dissolved into the bucket of warm water, a rag, and a squeegee. For doing floors, you will definitely want to apply and then remove. For dishes, you just want to wash, rinse, and let dry. For laundry, you'll want to wash, rinse, and then hang dry. And that's about it. For those of you who want to learn more about rustic soap making or soap skills, there are plenty of books on Amazon that discuss soap making. Once again, remember, cold processed, no scents, no superfatting. Remember, those are the 3 big keys when doing this. Also, you want to make sure it's completely vegetable based. The animal fat based stuff is good soap, don't get me wrong, but it can turn rancid when stored. You don't want to store it for more than a year or 2. So for this stuff that's going to go into storage that you're going to use slowly over 4 or 5 years, which you should use some of it every month or so, just to keep up on how to use it, will not go bad as quickly. The vegetable-based stuff stores a lot longer, which is why I'm telling you vegetable-based, cold processed, no essential oils for scenting, no scenting oils, and no superfatting. Well, thank you all again for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're on YouTube, or follow and upvote if you're on VidMe. Also, don't forget, you can get me at minds.com/veteran mountain man if you want to discuss this or other topics. Also, don't forget I'm on Patreon. That's patreon.com/veteran mountain man, where I post all of my content, and will even start posting some Patreon-only content once I have a few patrons. You also will get to interact with me there on a different level and make recommendations, where you will not if you don't. Thank you all again, and have yourselves a nice day.